Welcome, people. Back again for another review of Sistas. Season 3, episode 7. All right, so this episode starts off with where it starts off with Sabrina. Sabrina's hella stressed out because of course Jacoby has just come in and accused her of sexual assault. So she is stressing out, and Maurice is trying to comfort her, and I'd be stressing out too. I'd be hella stressed if I was Sabrina. So, but Marisa tried to tell her, said she must go to police station. Since the guy had tell lie on her, she must go to police station and go tell lie on the guy. Go tell lie say in rape her. And she's like, no, I can't do that. And totally agree. You don't do that. Don't do that. We cannot do that as a woman. Definitely can't do that. There's too much of that stigma out there that women are lying when they're talking about rape as it is to actually go and do it. Like no. There is. They'll get through it. It'll be stressful. She'll be embarrassed and all kinds of stuff is gonna happen, but they'll get over it. She'll get through it. She don't need to do that. So then we get to Andy's law firm. So I don't know why they're making Fatima like fawn all over this guy. He's not that fine, not to me. But anyway, I mean he's good looking, but he's not like he's not swoon. Anyways, um, she tells Annie that he's back. So Annie goes to see him, and he's like, "Okay, I'm ready to talk settlement." And his name is Robin, and and he's like, cool, great, let's go to the office. He's like, nope, you're taking me to dinner, or I'm taking you to dinner, however it was. We're going to do this over dinner. She's like, and he's like, well, I'm married. He's like, why are you jumping to conclusions? We just want to go to dinner. We're two lawyers. We're discussing a case over dinner. If I was a female lawyer, you wouldn't have a problem going to dinner with me. So, Andy concedes he's charming. He's like, he's charming. But Andy is a little she's attracted to him. She's attracted to him. Um but she's trying to, keep her cool because of course she has her fiance. So he leaves, and here comes Fatima back in, of course, staring at him the whole time, looking at him as he walks away, kind of a thing, being all distracted. Anyways, Andy's like, girl, what? So Fatima, so Fatima tells her that she's attracted to the guy. She's like, oh, look, your nipples are hard. So Andy's like, oh. So, but it's so obvious that they're both attracted to him. But I don't know why they're making Fatima do all of that, be all like that. He's not that fine. Not to me. Anyways, so then then here comes that mm-mm, I want to say it, that MF Hayden comes and tries to talk to Fatima. And as soon as he goes back, he tries to talk to Fatima. Fatima rush him. Fatima like, listen, we have to work together now, but you can't just stop this, Like, can you stop? So and go back to the office with his tail between his legs. However, he calls um he calls someone from Chainbreakers. Well, we didn't really know it was Chainbreakers at first. He's like, call someone. I was like, did you call him? Did you call him? So the first thing I'm thinking about is, wait a minute, did he set up Zach with that old white woman? Was he the one? Did he set up Zach with that white woman? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he set Zach up with that woman to make Zach lose all his money. So it turns out, the person who calls Zach is from Chainbreakers. He's like, right now there's not much going on, so we're just gonna have to, put you to the back of the line because nothing's happening right now. So Zach is all stressed out, of course, because he done lost all his money, had, and now he doesn't have chain breakers, so he's back to square one. So and apparently that job at the airport is not paying him much. So here comes Danny, because Danny's kind of watching him, and Danny is like, "What's going on, Zach? What's happening? Come buy me lunch." So Zach's like, "I don't have no money," and Fatima was like, "What do you mean you don't have no money? You had money yesterday." He's like, "Oh, well, I don't have no money today." So Danny's there trying to probe him, trying to find out what happened. So, he finally confesses to her. It's like, listen, I had $25,000. I gave five to Karen, and the other 20 I invested in the stock and it tanked. So I lost all my money. So Danny, is giving him advice, but of course she has to poke fun at him, while giving him advice. And basically she just tells him to she tells him, I see you're trying to pull yourself up, just hang in there. Sometimes we fall down, we just have to get back up when we fall down. So Danny takes him to lunch. So he starts getting suspicious of Danny, of course. Was like, why are you trying to be, why are you here after hours, or no, after your shift is up, and you're taking me to lunch, what's going on? And Danny is just like, so then it's her time to confess that she doesn't want to go home. Well, I don't know if she confesses or if Zach pulls it out of her. She's like, basically she doesn't want to go home because Preston's there and she wants some space from Preston. As usual, we women don't know what the hell we want, right? I mean, first she's like, contacted me too much, stop contacting me. Remember in the beginning, she's like, when he would call her all the time and check on her, like, stop contacting me and stop seeing me so much. And then she pushes him away. Then he stays away, and then she's like, no, 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 come back. And then now they're living together, and now she's like, too much. So we don't know what we want sometimes. But anyways, um, Danny is like, so Zach tells her to tell him that she needs space, you know? So she leaves and, she goes home. So when she goes home, she gets all dressed up, all dolled up. I don't really like it. I don't really care for it, but what she has on. But she's all dressed up and Preston's like, where you going? And she's like, I'm gonna go have drinks with the girls. Um, and Preston's like, well, all right. Well, but do you want to eat? She's like, no, I ate at the airport. I was like, well, how was your day? He's like trying to, spend a little bit of time with her before she goes. And um, she's just like, being all honest, interested. And she's like, it's okay. So he's like, aren't you going to ask me about my day? And she's like, I know how your day went. And so she proceeds to tell him how his day went. And he's like, well, yeah, that's pretty much how my day went. It's like, yeah. So she's trying to tell him that's your day every day and it's boring. And I just think what they need to do is probably do things together other than stay in the house, So rather than come home every day, there's a routine. I think it's the routine of it that's bothering her. So what I need to do, because, they go to work, he comes home, he cooks for her, then they have dinner, they talk, and then they go to bed. That's probably like the routine. So she's like bored with the routine. She wants to do stuff. She wants to go out. So he just needs to figure out stuff for them to do, or they need to start playing some board games or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm being a therapist right now, trying to figure out their problems. They need to come and sit on my couch. How about that? Anyway, so back at the bank, Maurice is, worried about, he's worried about Sabrina. You know, of course, he has to still poke a little fun at her, but he is worried about her, because she is stressed out. So he like brings up again that she should, report him to the police that he raped her. She's like, no, I'm not doing it. And Maurice, I wish you would stop saying that. I really wish you would, because that's just not. And Maurice, you wouldn't do that, because deep down you're actually a good person. I don't know why they're trying to make Maurice say that. They could have made somebody else. They could have finally brought somebody else, another worker, and let that person say that rather than Maurice say that. So we can see that somebody else works at the back. Anyway, um, so Maurice invites Sabrina out to go for drinks. She's like, I'm meeting the girls. She's like, yeah, but that's later. Let me take you for a drink right now. Because he's trying to, cheer her up, or um, probably not cheer her up, but not let her be, wallowing in self pity. So, um, so then now back to Andy. So Andy calls Fatima into her office and tells her, that she's to make reservations at X place because she's gonna go to dinner with the guy. So so Fatima's like, well, what's Gary gonna think about that? So uh Andy's like, I'm not gonna tell him. Fatima's like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Maybe we should tell him. She's like, listen, I'm not gonna tell him, and you're gonna go to my house and pick up my a change of my outfit for me and my shoes. Fatima's like, all right, I'll do it, but I still think you should tell Gary. I don't know if that's a good idea. Anyway, Fatima wants to change the subject, so she's like, how is Zach? What's going on with you and Zach? And Fatima's like, well, he came over last night, but I don't know if you want to hear all that because, of Karen. She's like, no, girl, tell me. It's like Zach came over and he couldn't even get in the door good. He was all over me. We were all over each other. And he could do it good, and you know, Zach's a pleaser, and he be having me shaking. Zach be having me shaking. I know that feeling. So, there, what's her name? Andy is like, really now? So, Fatima is like, what? You heard this before? Is this what he does to Karen? She's like, I'm not going there. So, but anyway, um, Andy's telling her that basically, you do like Zach. She's like, no, um, I can't open up my heart to him. I don't want to open up. I don't want to let down my guard. And then, he messes up. Then what? But things like that happen, girl. He's gonna mess up. He's gonna mess up, and you might mess up. You don't just gotta work through it. So, then where Fatima decides to call Zach. So Fatima calls Zach, and so Zach tells her, that he's not having a good day. Things are not going good for him. Everything's going bad. Right? She's like, what's going on? Well, first of all, I skipped over this part. She apologized for how she acted in the morning. And I was like, good. That's very big of you, Fatima. She apologized for how she acted in the morning, and he graciously accepted and didn't try to rub it in her face. Well, not to her face anyway. So then he's like telling her that he's basically trying to say, you know what, I'm up, you know, he's trying to say that, basically you don't want to be with me because I'm this. I don't know if he said you don't want to be with me, but he was like just saying that he's a F up. So she's like, you're not. She's like, what's going on? And he's like telling her all the things that are going wrong, including chain breakers. She's like, what do you mean chain breakers? So he's like, yeah, I just got a call that I'm I'm being put to the back of the list. She's like, really? He's like, do you think your man Hayden has anything to do with it? She's like, I don't know, but I don't know. And he's like, yeah. So she's like, okay, meet me at my house at 8 o'clock. And he's like, no, 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 I gotta do a double. She's like, meet me at my house at 8 o'clock. He's like, I gotta work money. She's like, well, you have to be at my house at 8 o'clock. He's like, all right. So, and before that, he's telling her, you know, because she's like telling him, I'm gonna take care of it. And he's like, no, I don't want another woman, doing stuff for me. And then when she gets mad, she takes it all back or whatever. Um, Fatima's like, that's not me, you know? So Fatima gets off the phone with him and then she calls Hayden. And he's a damn fool. Um, because he calls her, she calls him, and then she's like, oh, you know, I don't know why I act like that. And, she's like being all nice to him. Now, a few hours ago, he's an idiot. A few hours ago, she was dismissing you. And now she's being all nice and talking about come over. And she's like telling him to come over to her house at 8:30. So I don't know what she has planned, girl. I don't know. I don't know what she has planned. She wants Zach to come at 8 and Hayden to come at 8:30. So, but he, of course, is all happy about it. Yeah, let me go home and take a shower. I'll be right there. So, I don't know what she has planned for them. But then she leaves the office and she goes to go get Andy's outfit because Andy has asked her to pick up an outfit for her. So she gets to Andy's house and she picks out the outfit and everything. Oh, this is weird. I don't know why Andy's closet is in a different room than her bedroom. But anyway, so she picks out the outfit and she's about to leave and she hears noises. And it's coming from the bedroom and it's obviously Gary. So, you can hear moaning and groaning and there's also moaning and groaning from a female. Now, I don't think that Gary is stupid enough to have somebody in Andy's house, right? He does have an apartment himself, right? So if he was gonna, be with somebody, he would bring that person to his house. So I don't think that's what's happening. I'm pretty sure that's not what's happening, especially from the previews for next week. Because, yeah, Andy's out to dinner because Fatima calls her to come. That's next week, though. So, but I don't think it's happening. I don't think there's any sex going on in that room. Don't know what they're doing, but it's not sex. But of course, Fatima doesn't know that. So all Fatima is hearing is moaning and groaning. So she's like, "What the hell?" So that was it. That's it for the episode. I hope I didn't miss anything because that was last night and this is this morning. But I was not feeling well last night, so I couldn't do it last night. So I had to do it this morning. So, but that was it. I'm excited for next week. We'll see what happens, and I will see you guys then later.